Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning has been on education, and my next guests represent an organization that's program is tailored to help K-5 through 5th grade students build reading, writing, and researching skills by using the visual arts as the primary tool for learning. Lynda Kohler is the president and CEO of Sharp Literacy, and Adam Carr is the author and Milwaukee storyteller that you're going to learn more about. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. I'm very happy to have you here, Lynda, again. It has been a pleasure on many occasions to have you stop by the show because Sharp is always doing wonderful things, and today is no different. You're here to tell us about some of the great things that you have going on as we speak.
Yes, this is our 19th year of Sharp Literacy.
Wow.
So that in itself is exciting. This year we're in 28 schools, and we're serving just under 7,000 students a year.
Wow.
So we have a lot going on just with our program, but we have some very, very exciting news. We have a book series called We Love to Learn, and we have had 12 books in our series, and we are going to unveil our 13th We Love to Learn book on Sunday. And it's truly a partnership, not only with Adam, our author, but with over 120 students from MPS charter and choice schools that came together to help research and illustrate the book.
And there is a process that goes into creating these books, and so I think that we talked about 2 or 3 in the past. So here we are with Explore MKE, Your Neighborhood, Our City, and Adam, as we've stated, you've played a huge role in the creation of this book. Tell us all about it.
So I'm a fan of Sharp Literacy, and Lynda approached me. The work that I do generally is in community, communication, both of those being things that have a lot of different definitions. So I work with a lot of communities, work with a lot of different mediums. And they mentioned the books they've been doing, and they were interested in writing a book on Milwaukee. And that's what I do. I explore Milwaukee, I share about the city with people, and I thought that's really exciting. And the opportunity to both work with students and then create a book for students was literally
about Milwaukee.
About Milwaukee. It was exactly what I was looking for. So it was almost, it came around perfectly in my life and my work. So then after that, it was just an excellent collaboration. There were a lot of pieces to our collaboration. So I feel like I know Sharp intimately from our collaboration because there was so much coordination in working with their students and getting to this product.
Yeah, and so Lynda, what is it about Adam that had you approach him to work on this?
I spoke to one person and I said, I need somebody that knows Milwaukee that can, write this book. That is knowledgeable about Milwaukee, but that is also very passionate about education. They gave me one name, and it was Adam, and I met with Adam, and there was
the rest is history.
The rest is history. I couldn't even think of anybody else. It's been just a lot of fun, and just to see the engagement that Adam had with our students. They were so excited when they knew that Mr. Carr was coming in for their young author workshop, and just to see them and for him to listen to their, what they had to say about their neighborhoods. We were in 5 different schools in kind of all the different quadrants of the city. So we had north side schools, south side schools, west side. So it was truly a collaboration from so many different students. Demographics, we had the Young American Peace Academy, we had Kluge, we had Beam, we had one of our choice schools, St. Anthony, and an MPS school, Forest Home. So to have all of these kids be a part of this and talk about what made their neighborhood special. We had a Milwaukee book, one of our We Love to Learn books, and it was just dated. And as I looked as we look for new topics and what's relevant, last year, as you know, we unveiled our urban agriculture book that we partnered with Will Allen. And we thought, what should we do this book? What should this topic be? And we looked at the Milwaukee book, and while it was an amazing book, it really just talked about the landmarks of Milwaukee. It talked about the awesome Milwaukee art art museum and talked about Discovery World, but we wanted to talk about the students and what's in their neighborhood, what makes their neighborhood special.
I love that. And just talking about you looking overall at the city of Milwaukee, we've talked in the past about how you're able to take kids on these field trips to places that they may not ever really get a chance to go to. So a lot of them never really travel outside of their neighborhood, but to ask them what is it they love about their neighborhood to put in a book is pretty special. So Adam, let's talk about the Young Authors series. What happens when you do these workshops, and how do you engage with the children?
So Lynda mentioned the 5 schools that we work with. So I went and visited and had a series of workshops we did with them, each time exploring a different community. And we started close to home. So we started with home, and we kind of circled out from there. So we did home, block, neighborhood, and city. To prepare for each of those presentations, I knew a little bit about each of the neighborhoods and parts of town where each of the schools were, but then I went around with my camera and I took pictures on their block within their neighborhood and presented to them on their screen, where they're used to seeing things that are far away from other countries, from other topics. They were saying, "Oh, I know exactly what it is. It's out the window." And it was really fun because when the kids got out of hand, it would usually be because they were so excited.
Yeah.
And that felt really
That's a good
incredible,
thing,
right?
yeah.
I would think like, "Oh, I'm not good at classroom management." Then I'd think, "Oh no, wait, they're all looking at what I'm doing and excitedly pointing." So and then after each of those presentations, so block, for example, I'd walked around outside of their school and took photographs. And at each school I thought, what if there isn't anything interesting on the block of their school? And each of those blocks proved me wrong. I think that's kind of the point of the book, is that there's so much depth and texture to our city, no matter where you are. The students took that assignment home, so they explored their block at home.
This is awesome.
And
I
then,
love it.
I know.
then they went back and did their neighborhood, and I wish, I went to, for when I was their age in 3rd grade, I went to Golda Meir Elementary School, and I had teachers that were incredibly generous with us and brought us around our community and introduced us to things right in our own city. And I think that's always an advantage that I had as MPS proud student, also a King alumni.
Had to get that in there.
Well, it was cool that I actually, it's great that we could share the same couch as them. But that I had so many advantages from the education I got in Milwaukee, from having a diverse set of friends and experiences around Milwaukee, that I kind of wanted to invite other students into. And what I found is it wasn't creating curiosity in them, it was giving them permission to tap into their curiosity, because it's there. And it's tricky because there are reasons that a student's curiosity might, safety, for example, might be something that might blunt their curiosity. But the goal was to give them the space to write their own version of the city.
Yeah, and I think that even doing that, a lot of times, how many times do we drive by awesome things that maybe a tourist would say, "Oh my gosh, that's wonderful," but we take it for granted. It's the same thing in our neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
You know, people walk past things every day and really don't pay attention or embrace what it really means. So for these kids to have an assignment to specifically pay attention to that really is awesome.
And that was in the workshops. It was great, with some of the Northwest Side schools. Growing Power was just mentioned. I showed them Growing Power, and some of them had been there on field trips, but they would recognize the facade. And then, as part of the research, I went inside and showed them the plants growing and showing them what was happening inside. So, challenging the students to ask questions of their environment and not just say, "Well, that's a building." Say, "Well, what's in the building? Who's in there? What's happening there?" So giving them. So we, one of the analogies that we used through the process of creating the book was kind of the text that they were studying was their city.
Okay.
So we're trying to promote their literacy of the environment around them.
Good stuff. And this is all sponsored by a number of organizations that have come together to make it all possible.
Right, and we're fortunate because we could never do a project like this without funding from different sponsors. And Bird's Community Foundation, Cecilia Gore, who's the executive director, and Ryan Braun have stepped up again, awesome. As well as Tom and Megan Finley. And we actually are unveiling the book at Brewers on Deck on Sunday. Down at the Wisconsin Center at 12 noon, where actually Ryan Braun will be there along with 4 to 6 students that helped write the book to unveil the book.
Famous.
They are. I mean, again, you talk about the experiences that we give our students, and that's one of them, to be there on stage with Ryan Braun.
I love it, and I keep saying that because it's true, but when we look at this book, we just definitely want to remind all of the viewers at home that they can purchase it to help with the whole concept of what Sharp Literacy offers. So they can get it where, for how much?
They can get it on Sharp Literacy's website, www.sharpliteracy.org, and it will also be on Amazon.
Okay, so sharpliteracy.org and Amazon.com, and this is
a great deal. The hard side is $14.99.
Oh, there's a hard
side,
and a soft.
There's a hard,
okay.
Yep, $19.99, and the soft side is $14.99.
Okay.
So great deal.
There you have it. And really, just it's one of those things where, especially the parents whose kids have worked on this is a keepsake for life. It's just something they can be proud of and look back on and just remember all the great things that you did with them in that workshop. So this is what it's all about. And Lynda, quickly, what steps should a school or a teacher take in order to have Sharp Literacy come in and do what you do?
Sure, they can go on our website, sharpliteracy.org, and just fill out there's an information form. They can give us a call at 414-977-1768, and we would love to go and visit and see how we can help their students.
I think it's awesome what you've done, and I always wonder how you top yourself in the future, but you always do. So it's definitely something that you all should be proud of, what you've done with the students. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I make one point? The reason it's so beautiful, I can't take credit for its beauty. I'm responsible for the words and the photographs inside, but we worked with an illustrator, Anu Murthy.
Yes.
She's a UWM grad, and I got to know her, and she had this beautiful style that she used to create the imagery in the book. And you'll find, even if you've grown up in Milwaukee, even if you know the city like the back of your hand, the spirit that she captured of the city is exciting. I think people that see things they've seen a million times, it's like seeing it for the first time in this book. Some of the illustrations in there of the city itself.
Well, I think it's great, and I'm glad that you were able to shout her out because her hard work is definitely being noticed. Thank you both for stopping by. Lynda Kohler is the president and CEO of Sharp Literacy, and Adam Carr is an author and storyteller for Sharp Literacy's 13th We Love to Learn book. And for more information on anything that we've discussed today, you can call Sharp Literacy at 414-977-1768. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.